G'day all, and welcome to the very first episode of my new podcast. This is called Over the Bottom. I'm your host, Lord Duffield, and I do hope that you enjoy listening, although I might not have much interesting to discuss at the moment. This podcast is really just, I don't know whether you would call it inspirational or really I just would like to talk about my story, and if it helps anyone then that would be great. But anyway, I was in a car accident on the 28th of August in 2022, and I acquired a brain injury. I was told that I would most likely I wouldn't walk again, and spent a long time in a wheelchair. But anyway, as you can see, I'm standing now and able to move freely without any aids, which is, awesome, I must say. But it does make things a little bit difficult sometimes. Like, I've had to start reusing usual toilets because when you walk out of a disabled toilet, people that are much more disabled than I am tend to think that you're taking the piss. Yeah. It's like, bloody hell, what do I have to do? Get shirts made up or something? The invisible disability, as they say, comes with its problems. As you might be able to tell, my speech is fairly affected. But I do have speechy appointments. I do have speech therapists and all the others, OT, physio. I've had an absolutely fantastic team. I went to a rehab unit here in Brisbane, Australia, called the Jasmine Unit, and they were absolutely fantastic. And the best thing staying there is they have like their own chefs, so the food was incredibly good, which is something you don't often get with hospitals. They talk about hospital food and how bad it is, but the food here was quite good. And they were the ones who got me walking again. I went in there in the wheelchair still and walked out of there. I mean, still with the walker at that point, but yeah. It's a lot better than the wheelchair. Yeah. So yeah, the date of the accident was the 28th of August in 2022. Now, I've lost months of memory. I can't remember the accident or a fair while beforehand. But apparently the car rolled and I was sort of thrown from the vehicle somehow. I don't know how, I can't remember. But it's very lucky that the brain injury was really the only thing to happen. I mean, I could have just altogether died, but it's amazing that nothing else sort of happened. Like, no broken bones. I think I had some fractures, but nothing exactly broken. And I think there was like something in my neck, like a muscle that got severed or something. Not 100% sure, but yeah. It was pretty full on, pretty intense accident. So I'm lucky to be here. Yeah. Still walking again, as I've said. I'm also a stand-up comedian, and I have done a number of shows. Check out my Facebook page at Lord Duffield for more. I'm sure I've put it up on YouTube and all the other platforms as well, but Facebook is my main port of call. I think that's where most of my stuff goes. So yeah, if you're interested in a laugh, then check that out. Yes. Merry Christmas to all. It's the 28th of December today, 2025. And we just had Christmas, New Year in a couple of days. And I'm hoping in the new year I'm going to try and get my license, which might be hard because I've never held one before, only learners. So they're not entirely sure how that will go, but yeah, as long as, I don't have spasms or anything causing me to push the accelerator or turn quickly, it might happen. So that's pretty exciting. Because I went down, I'm originally from Tenterfield in New South Wales. I used to live in Armidale, and I went down there recently for a friend's funeral. And there's no bus below Stanthorpe. I had to get my mother to come and pick me up, which is a real hassle because, if I ever want to visit home again, it means I need to be driven, unless I can drive myself, which is a real pain. Gotta love Australia. We've got it all sorted. But yes, it's been a long couple of years. And my father passed away recently from a stroke, which has been pretty hard to deal with. On top of everything else, there's that. Yes, anyway, I'm almost back to running again, which is pretty, I consider it to be an achievement. Although, it seemed kind of secondary beforehand. Sorry, I'm kind of going blank. The joys of a brain injury. My computing speed is very much lowered, I guess is the right word. But, this is the result of drink driving and poor judgment, I guess. I mean, I wasn't the driver, but I was in the car, and it was my choice to be there, so, yeah. Them's the breaks. Yeah, it was 2022, it's now 2025, and the court case is still going, so I haven't received any settlement yet, or any of the benefits that you're supposed to get when you become disabled. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I have got a set of dentures and, a lot of other things like gym memberships and, like counselling and that sort of things. I have to say the health service here in Brisbane has been absolutely spectacular. I mean, considering that I was told I probably wouldn't walk again, I think it's to be commended, the service here in Brisbane has been absolutely stellar. I mean, I had a near miss on the stair escalators one day, and my physio met me there to practice and go over some steps, and she's like, "Oh, what are you going to do differently?" So I replied, "Probably a running start." Yes. And I'll probably script out my next couple of podcasts, because this is very frustrating for me, especially because I was normally the chatty guy, constantly talking and very loud. And now I'm even having trouble just formulating a sentence, which is quite a pain. Thank God I've got such a great team of people. I'll at least have plenty of counselling to discuss this sort of thing. I've been approved for lifetime with my disability support provider, so guaranteed lifetime bloody support, which is absolutely awesome. You never thought growing up that this sort of thing would happen. I mean, I was out of home at 13 or 14, and then I moved to Victoria. We never even told anyone we were leaving. We just left, and I was a very independent person growing up, being out of home for so long and stuff. I'm now living back with my mother, sort of. I mean, she's doing her best to stay away because it kind of rushes the system to get me independent housing. Yeah. Which is good. I mean, absolutely can't wait to be independent again. And yes, that's why I've called this Over the Bottom anyway, because most disabled people will never be able to reach the top again, but we can at least remain over the bottom. Yes. It's quite irritating. I mean, even doing things just as simple as playing video games, I find a massive task at the moment. Yeah. Just don't have the hand-eye coordination or reaction speed that I used to. It's very much a shame. Can't do a lot that I used to. But like I said, next episode I shall pre-script some things, work on exactly what I want to discuss, because this is frustrating as hell. I mean, I know I have a lot to say, but it just comes to a blank. Yeah. But if you're tuning in, I thank you, and I do hope you join me next time here on Over the Bottom.